Well, up next is the intro to the Dayton Scene.
As if it needs one.
The most informative,
in-depth probe
into the Dayton alternative music scene that you will ever come across. This is it. Buy this, look at this, rent this, copy this. I don't care what you do, as long as you see it, it'll be phenomenal.
Gotcha, boom.
Boom.
Hey everybody, how you doing? It's the Bagel Man, and we're doing a video on the alternative underground original music scene here in Dayton. And we got some interviews, we got some live footage, and we're talking with the bands and all that good stuff, so that's what's coming up. Hey, first up, coming to, we got Nude Canoe. Caught them down at the last show down in Oxford, down at Miami University. So, take a look. Hey, it's me, Bagel, again. We're sitting here with Nude Canoe on the prologue of their last show. And we're going to go ahead and do some introductions. So if you would, just introduce yourself and tell us what you play and all that stuff.
Well, my name's John, and I play the drums.
Brett, and I play keys.
Oh. Name's Eric, I play bass and I sing.
That's Matt. I'm Mike, I play the guitar. I'm Mike, I play the guitar. I'm Matt, I play the guitar and sing.
How long have you guys been around? I know you guys got, what is it, 1 or 2 tapes out?
3.
3. Sorry. 3 taking. How long have you guys been playing? How'd you guys get together and meet?
Well, what happened is, it's a sad tale, but actually, Eric and I, that's the only ones, we got started doing music because of this stupid high school project, and then towards the end of high school, we had other people in the band at that point, and they left for different reasons, and then Monkey Man joined the band, and we had another person playing guitar too at that time, and we started dicking around and played out a couple shows in some small, like, Balloons in Miamisburg and a couple places like that, and put together a first demo tape called Trip Towing Through the Turnips, which is available at your local, and from that point on, we just started playing out more often, and we had another guitar player at that point, and he actually lives with Eric. His name's Danny Murphy. We just kept playing, and then we picked up Brett once Danny left. Danny's just going to school full time. Brett came in, and he'd played keyboards with us a couple times before, doing some various little things. And then we picked up Mike over here on the guitar. Yay, and since then, we've been pretty much the same unit. We have people that have been playing with us off and on, part-time, saxophone player. We had a guy play congas with us one night. That's basically the whole story.
Hey, there anything to add to it?
Just the greatest experience of our lives, that's all.
So, actually, then how long have you been together then? Or were together?
We're almost 5 years, isn't it?
No.
88.
Well, 4 years.
88.
It'll be more like 3.5 to 4 years.
3.5 to 4.
Since you've been together for, I guess, a span of a couple of years, then, how have you guys, like, grown musically or talently, or, I mean, have you guys felt...
Well, it's like this. When we first started playing, we couldn't play any covers because we were so bad. And we learned how to play as we were going along, and that's the reason why we had to record. We play all original music except for a couple covers here and there. And that's the reason, because we couldn't play any covers, so we had to sit down and try to figure out our own songs, because we're basically just a bunch of creatively hyperactive schmoes. So we just sat down and made up some songs, and as the years went on, we all got better. John actually was already pretty good, been playing for a while, so he was pretty much the best person in the band as far as that was concerned. And now we just kind of picked up the pace here. Actually, it went along pretty quick, just because we know each other so well. We could play off of each other, and you know, it wasn't a stress situation really. So,
do you think that that your style progressed better, or it was a positive thing in doing all original stuff rather than doing the usual cover thing? You think it helped you grow?
That's, you know, we've kind of created our own sound now. We have an original sound that doesn't sound like anybody else, and I think a lot of the reason is because we didn't start out playing other people's music. We just developed our own.
Well, and also I want to add, before I was in the band and everything, as far as like my style of music goes and everything, it's like it's progressed to a different extreme now. You know, it was kind of dark, but now it's kind of real sunny, you know.
Okay.
The music was written.
Okay, and also like being around, and since this is like a retrospective kind of thing, what were some like your highlights of playing?
My favorite time playing, I think it was when we played with Sawtop for like 10 minutes. We just kind of were messing around with those guys, and I think their drummer was singing, and their two percussionists were singing background vocals. Their singer was playing a cowbell, and I was playing drums, and Matt was playing guitar with their guitar player, and Eric was playing bass. Brett was playing keyboards, and we just messed around for like 10 minutes, and those guys were so much fun to jam with. That was probably the highlight. First thing that came to my mind as far as having a good time anyway.
I'd have to say Bogarts, just because I've always just sharing this, be on the same stage that a band like U2 has been on, and all the other great bands that play there. It was a really cool vibe.
My favorite, I don't know, it's hard to say. I think not as much as a show, I think like one of the high points for me in this band is when we all finally got to a point where we became good players. You know, from just trying to learn how to play, you know, our own instruments, we all kind of started to click, you know, and we got tight. We started sounding like a band. I mean, that was like the best time, because it only got better and only has been getting better since then, you know, our playing and our sound. But Brett's right, I mean, the Bogart show last year was just, there's so much energy there, and it was a really fun show.
The highlight for me was when we are working on a new song, and this is like for every song. I would think probably the peak of this would be like when Love Was Around came about, because we fiddled with it for such a long time, and finally, when we went in the studio and recorded it, we'd been playing it for a while, and it just, you know, everything just clicked, and then came together, and we all read each other really well. That's the favorite thing for me, is when we come up with a new song, and you start playing it for a little bit, and it just sounds, you know, like we've been playing it for a long time.
Well, I'm a newcomer. I've been with the band for less than a year, and I'd say Bogarts would probably be the best gig, but just playing original music and recording in the studio was an experience for me.
Okay, so that just about wraps it up, and like I said, I'm Bagel, and this was Nude Canoe. See.
Bye!
Next, Visiting Monsters, cut live, Canal Street. have Pure Plastic Tree. Interviewed them, the house, and we cut them live at Wright State University. I'm Bagel, and we're sitting here with Pure Plastic Tree of Dayton, Ohio, the Gem City. And why don't you go ahead and start off and tell us your name and what you play.
All right, I'm Eric, and I play guitar.
I'm Annette, I play violin.
I'm Steve, I play the drums. I'm Bagel, I'm the interviewer.
I'm Brian, I play Parcheesi. I'm Mike, I sing.
Okay, for those who haven't heard your music or were thinking about coming out to your show, we didn't know if they'd like you or not, how would you describe your music or your band's sound?
I would say it's very aggressive acoustic style. We have the basic instruments like an upright bass, not Parcheesi, and an acoustic guitar, and I play a real little drum kit, and the violin and the voice, and it's just very raw acoustic music with somewhat of a groove, I think, so, with a groove, and I don't know. I think some of it could be danceable, if people would like it to be. Okay.
And since you say do you guys listen to like more of a acoustical music, or who are your like influences there?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I really listen to. I appreciate basically any kind of music, but I listen to a lot of different things. Not I don't have any really acoustic background. I don't know. Someone else.
Well, personally, my influences are bands that use the violin in an anti-traditional way and try to be creative with violin, like Camper Van Beethoven and the Velvet Underground with viola.
I played in a marching band, and that's where I got a lot of my techniques. I mean, and involved to playing a drum kit. So, and then when I was playing a snare, I used a lot of those techniques for that. So, that's pretty much my influence, and a lot of some harder rock also. Alternative rock, I guess you could call it.
You said that you started playing in a marching band. I mean, how did you other guys start playing your instruments, or is it like a forced thing like violin? I mean, you can't pick it up and play each other. Anyone have formal training, or just kind of learn by yourself?
Well, my situation was my parents started me off when I was a little kid, and I hated it and I quit. But I'm glad I had the training when I was younger, because then when I took it back up for myself, now I love it.
Eric and I were in a band called Liquid Drano, and it was like a more aggressive thing, electric band. When we started out, I think we wanted to change the world. I guess we still do, but now we want to do it acoustically. Anyway, throughout high school, we were in electric bands. So it was never an organized thing. We just picked up music that way.
And singing?
I don't know. I really like bluegrass music a lot, and I'm a big Kiss fan. My major influence was Ralph Stanley and Gene Simmons. And as far as the Elvis thing goes, I happen to know that Elvis is time-sharing a condo in Brazil with Jim Morrison and Hitler.
You said that you had started out as a street band, or with the idea of playing that, that kind of, but now you've evolved to more upscale kind of thing. Where are like some of your favorite places to play now? I mean, do you like the club thing, or do you ever play like at Oxford or whatever?
Yeah, Oxford. I guess someone's working out something down there. We'd like to play. Yeah, whenever we get a chance to play, we like to play. I think. I'm not speaking for everyone. Canal Street is the main thing going on around here. It's really the hub of music community in Dayton. So that's the most obvious place for us to play. But we like to play just about anywhere.
We played in a church once, and I don't know, a couple places, weird places like that. We used to play on the street a lot more, but we haven't given that a chance yet for a while.
We played on the steps of the Capitol building in Columbus. Yeah. I forgot. That was one of the worst places we played. So.
Okay. You say you're trying to work out with a deal like down in Oxford and all that. What are like your plans for the band? Or I mean, do you plan on just playing the acoustical thing, keep that going on, or do you want to move on to something bigger and better, or do you just kind of want to play in Dayton, have a better foundation, or what are you guys' plans for the future?
As far as our lineup, I think we're all happy with that. But yeah, I think we all definitely want to expand. This summer we're going to be planning on hitting maybe Chicago, just do a few weekend trips, Ann Arbor. So yeah, expanding would be a good thing.
Anybody else care to share their plans or dream aspirations?
I don't know. I'd like to, work on a small label or something. Try to get on something like that. I don't know, just to play out a lot more, and play in a lot of peculiar places, I think, and for some good causes. We're going to play for a nuclear, not for it, but against nuclear stop testing in Nevada, coming up here, and we played a rally, the hemp festival, like Pro Hemp, and just stuff like that.
Stop the Toxic. That was in Columbus. We played a benefit for, or a rally for Stop Toxic Waste Burning in an area, cement kiln. So
we also played Battle of the Dance. so
How'd you do?
Well, we went on 3 rounds against heavy metal bands. So
throwing at me. It was fun. It was really fun.
We were informed that we were all homosexual, and I didn't realize that, but
I admitted that I was, I'm not. Just to get him going. Yeah, it was fun.
On the topic of getting back to Dayton, what do you think that Dayton has as a music scene? I mean, is it a friendly kind of thing, or is it has a lot of rivalry? I mean, since there's only one place to play, is everyone fighting for a place to play? Or, I mean, do you think it's a good place to get started since there's not a big scene?
But no, it's really good. It seems like everyone cooperates and help each other find places to play or whatever. And especially Canal Street, I mean, it is really friendly. It's not competitive like other places probably are. It's really pretty much laid back.
Yeah, I like that Dayton's pretty small. It's easier to be original, to be a sound that different from any of the other bands around. Nobody sounds like us.
And when you guys play, do you try and have a point across, or do you play for what you feel, or any political or environmental issues? Or you said you've done benefits, so is that real big in your...
Kind of, whatever comes up. But mostly we just play because we all really like to play, and it's kind of a form of expression, I guess, for all of us. It's an outlet, of course. But we don't have one focused issue. If we're concerned about something, we'll write about it, or whatever social issues, whatever. I mean, emotional, anything really that comes up.
Yeah, I think music music says a lot. I mean, if a band does have something to say, then people will hear. So I mean that's a really powerful advantage. So yeah, I mean, I guess we don't really try to have some kind of message, but like Eric said, if anything comes up or if we have anything to say, then great. It's a great way to express it.
I think about I'm always thinking about our music, all the time. I think about the future a lot, and what it could hold, and growing, pretty much. And I don't know, I'm just real excited about it. I like it a lot. I mean, I'm always looking forward to practicing this stuff, and I'll come here and jam on my own once in a while. So it's a lot of fun.
Well, I'd like to thank you guys a lot, and like I said, I'm Bagel, and this is Pure Plastic Tree from Dayton.
Thank you.
See you.
Bye.
Coming up next, interview with Gregg Spence.
I'm Will, and I'm here with Gregg Spence, and he just performed a little while ago. And first we want to ask you, basically, how and why did you get into music?
You mean playing music professionally, or?
Yes, performing on the whole.
Well, it's going to sound kind of arty-farty, but I just felt like I had to. I mean, for as long as I can remember, music was the most important thing. And when you're kind of an outcast in high school and you don't have a girlfriend and you're not a jock, it's either either you're a jock or you play music, and so I just chose to play music.
Okay. Also, why do you choose to play alone and not with like a full band ensemble?
It's not really my choice. I've had bands together, but we've split up. The only reason I play solo is because I can, and that way I don't just sit around in between bands and have nothing to do. I saw, there's some artists like Billy Bragg and stuff who can play solo and pull it off, and I like doing it, but I would really like to have a backup band. I'd like to have a full band going, but I just always feel like I'm in between bands.
Okay. So is music a choice for life as a career for you, or is it what you're doing for yourself now?
Well, I decided that once I turned 25, I decided I'm either going to have to really go into the music and try it, or I'm going to have to say, screw it, I can't make it, and go teach English in high school or something. But, yeah, it's what I want to do for real life.
Okay. When exactly did you start performing in front of a live show, and how was that first live performance, shall we say?
The first live performance was in like 7th grade. Or 6th grade probably, at a talent show. I just got a band together, and we had only played our instruments for about a year and a half, and so we didn't know how to play any band's music. We were trying to figure out music by The Who or the Rolling Stones. We weren't smart enough to figure out how to play their songs, so I kind of went, oh, I know, I made this up, and so we just played one of my songs, and that's how I figured out you could play your own songs.
So music has always been dealing with your life in a sense?
More or less, yeah, I guess.
Okay, what is your favorite part about performing in front of an audience?
The food. No. I don't know. My favorite part's just when you're playing, and I just go into this different. It sounds kind of I don't know. It sounds kind of artsy fartsy or whatever, but I kind of go into this state where I just get really, really into what I'm doing, and it's like I go into a different level or something. I just enjoy myself. It's really fun to be up on stage. Sometimes I feel like I hate everything before I go on stage, and I hate everything afterward. But while I'm up there playing, then I'm happy. That's the happiest I'm ever in my life, is when I'm just up there playing. So it's not a very good answer, but that's my favorite thing about it, is just doing it, I think.
So you enjoy the crowd interaction?
Yeah, I wish I could be better. Like, I watch people, some especially locally, and they're really good with the audience. They could just come back with, one-liners, and they're going to be really funny or charming or whatever. And I'm not real good at that, but I can. I wish I could be a little better with that. But it's really great when you're playing a song like tonight, for instance. I was playing, and at one point, right in the middle of some song, I can't remember which one it was, I looked out and I realized that everybody in the place was watching me. I had everybody's attention, and that's really rare, especially for a solo artist, because the bands are up here and they're sweating and they're doing their thing. And all of a sudden, I realized everybody in there was really getting into what I was doing. That made it worth the night for me. I mean, I think I even said that. It's like, well, what better reason to get out and play is if you get everybody's attention for a while, then they get off on it.
Well, I believe you had everyone's attention there in the crowd.
Remember why you're doing this in the first place. Remember open stage night at Canal Street Tavern. Don't ever forget when you're playing for free or playing for beers. I would hate to see myself become like some of these people that you see, like in U2 or whatever, that just get so full of themselves. It's like they're Christ come back from the dead and stuff, and they're here to save everybody and stuff. I just hope I remember why I'm doing it.
That's all we have for you, but thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Up next, we got Planet Ed. Also shot at Wright State.
Why Planet Ed? What does it mean?
It has no connotation whatsoever, therefore no one can judge us by our name alone.
How did Planet Ed come about?
Well, I played acoustic guitar, like solo, as Dobie Willis, and that absolutely flopped. And I'd known Dave from a band he was in, which I'll tell you more about, and we just kind of got together and picked up the bass player for another local band. This is just basically a side project for him, but we take it pretty serious, but it's cool. We're having a good time.
I was in a band called Liquid Drano, and I played drums for them, and they did all right. We had a lot of fun, but I don't know, when we started going to college and stuff, it just kind of fell apart. So you know, then we started up. Will called me one day. He calls me up one day, and he's just like, "Come on over, you know, let's jam." So we play, and it sounded awful. It was the worst sound I've ever heard in my life, and I didn't know how it was going to come out. But luckily, Pat came into the picture and made it real nice. So that's what happened, you know.
Do you see music as a career choice for you, or just what you're doing for yourself now?
Absolutely not. I don't know. I mean, it would be really nice, but to be realistic about it, very few people ever like make it. And if you do make it, for how long are you going to make it for, you know? But I mean, God, if we were even to make it for 10 minutes, I mean, that'd be great. I mean, I'd love to play, you know, but I just want to be realistic about it so we don't end up flopping real bad. So, you know.
I would give my eye tooth to make this a career, but unfortunately, like Dave said, it's pretty much, it's not going to happen. If we were offered, like, millions of dollars, we'd definitely do it as a career, but right now, I'm going to be a school teacher someday. But then again, the Smashing Pumpkins are huge because of a 7-inch record, so there's always hope, but reality speaks louder than 7 inches do, unfortunately.
What do you enjoy most about performing live in front of an audience? What do you get most from it?
The adrenaline level. I like to jump around a lot. Sometimes I probably overdo it. I get laid a lot. I'm just kidding, of course. And the adrenaline level, I really like the energy, and it's kind of a neat feeling because I can hear the guitar screaming and the bass thumping, and I see Dave beating the drums. It's really, really powerful feeling, like I'm driving a car or something over the people in the audience.
And what do you get from performing live?
What I get from performing live? I just get, I don't know, a really good feeling come over me. It's just like really fun and stuff. It's something I've always wanted to do, and so now when it happens, I'm like really excited about it stuff, and very big adrenaline thing, man. It's like an unbelievable like rush that enters your mind, whether I'm playing in front of 5 people or, you know, a lot of people.
And the Dayton musical scene, local bands, how do you feel about it?
I think it's completely bogus. I think it's absolutely ridiculous that a group of people find a band they think is cool, so they all flock to see them in record numbers. All the bands that have been working really hard and diligently are completely ignored just because they're not cool enough or not hip enough. And it really bothers me because I think the reason I tried to organize this show this evening was to show people that here's 5 bands that are doing something locally. Come out and see them. It's free. No charge. Eat pizza all night long instead of trying to suck up to a club owner to get a decent night. I think it's better we just do it ourselves. But I think the Dayton music scene has a lot to offer. But unfortunately, people are too close-minded to discover what's really out there. But I mean, don't get me wrong, I know I sound like a cynic. I really support what's going on. I just wish that more people were more open-minded.
How do you feel about the scene?
I think it's pretty good, but, you know, I mean, you can say, you know, boy, that sucks that all these people go see this one band stuff, but that just means they dig their music and stuff, which I think is totally cool. I'd really like to see, I know there's enough good enough, like, they're all good enough. Like, I think a lot of these bands are really good enough to, like, you know, hit it big one day and stuff. It's just a matter of people coming to Dayton and seeing it, and I don't know if it's ever going to happen because Dayton's not that big of a city, you know. Maybe one day if some band really shakes it up, which is totally possible, you know. But it's going to take some doing because, you know, Dayton's not known. And see, the thing about it is if one band gets signed or one band hits it, you know what I mean, then other people are going to wonder what, you know, the rest of Dayton's like, you know. It happens in every city, you know. Every city everywhere, like, that ever gets big, like, you know, REM comes out of Athens, so everybody immediately flocks to Athens thinking, oh, what a wonderful place. This place is great, you know. And, man, there's so many good bands everywhere. You know, it's just a matter of getting seen, you know, one person getting seen or a whole band getting seen. It doesn't matter, just as long as it happens once.
What do Will and Dave and the rest of Planet Ed see for themselves in the future?
Well, this is my 4th year in college. I'm going to teach political science to high school kids someday, so that's more the reality than the band. But unfortunately, you don't want to be great, quite frankly.
For us, I see us really, like, you know, maybe doing like a small little tour around America or something like that and putting out more recorded stuff. I mean, now that we've figured out how to do it, like, you know, we put out one, so we know how to do it, so, you know, let's keep on doing it, and maybe even like helping other bands do it and stuff, you know, trying to get like a little thing going, so, you know.
I'm still Bagel, and I'm still in the Oregon district, and lucky you don't have to deal with them. But anyway, up next we got Walaroo South. We caught them live and interviewed them also down in Oxford, down at Miami University. So take a look.
I'm Aaron Jones, and I play lead guitar.
I'm Felicia Letts, and I play keyboards, flute, accordion.
I'm Jonathan, and I play acoustic electric guitar, and I sing.
I'm Hans, and I play bass.
Matthew, and I play percussion.
I'm Lisa, and I sing.
I'm Danny, I play drums. First question is, if no one knew you and you were asked to describe your music, how would you classify it as, like, because I've never heard you either, so tell me what you're like.
Good word to describe, I think, this type of music, progressive, rather than like alternative or new wave or something. I would say we're definitely in that category. Maybe we have a lot of our songs are acoustic, written with acoustic guitar to begin with, so we're kind of a folk rock, progressive band. But we have a wide variety because we have a few songwriters in the group, and very much influenced by different types of music.
I'm influenced a lot by classical and some...
Jethro Tull.
Not Jethro Tull. And, you know, I listen to all types of music, from jazz to rock.
I started with the progressive alternative music, like 10,000 Maniacs and all that, but now I'm mainly influenced by jazz. And one of the things that makes our band unique is that our music is more technical than most local music. Instead of comparing it to it. Yeah, well, you know, instead of 3-chord rock, we try and include a lot more theory and all that.
I also think that some abrasiveness comes from that within the group because all of us are kind of writing from a different angle and stuff. You know, I want the 3-chord stuff, you know, and they want all the technical 3/4 bullshit. And we want it, so it almost makes it work better, you know, because we're coming in and like two like forms meet and make a song. It really works.
Okay, and well too, since you guys have different backgrounds than me, then how did you guys meet, hook up, start you guys like have flyers, or was there one person who wanted to start a band, or did you know people? Or
hours and said I'm looking for a lead guitarist and that has hot riffs for a heavy metal band. I was playing like Winger covers and stuff. Aaron and Matt and my brother had been playing together in a band, and we were doing lots of covers and stuff, and went our separate ways. And I wanted to start a new one, so after many months of many different people, we finally got back together, and I had met Danny and Lisa and Felicia through someone else who was supposed to be in a band, blah blah. So that's how I got together.
That's cool. And how long was it before like you guys got together, decided what kind of music you want to play, and where did you play? Like your first couple of times, good responses, what was it like?
I had already written some songs, and when we had this group, we played those songs and got those songs really down, so it really clicked really quick. We got up what is it called? The program, a set. It's a plan. So it was really quick, and for our first gig, we knew people at Canal Street Tavern, which is a very key point in Dayton to the whole center of the progressive. So we got to keep that. That's how we first started off.
Are you concerned in the interview with just making it big, or you just kind of want to do this and have fun, since you guys sounds like you really like music, or you just kind of want to play a good deal? Since I would find you guys have like a tape out or a demo tape out, or
yeah, we have a demo tape.
I mean, are you looking like to make it big with like Warner Brothers go on tour like Madonna or Dead or something like that?
I think it's good. I hope Dead thing's been played. It's been played.
I think we'd like to. We don't want to like hit it big next year. We don't want to like. I think we'd all like to make it big, but I think we'd like to progress.
So you're more concerned with just doing good and becoming a decent band rather than just jumping out and getting a deal and getting on tour.
Because this is like a career-oriented. We want to do this for, you know, because we've been in many bands, lots of us have, and we know, that this is a right combination.
That's about it. Thanks for your time. Sure. And as I said, I'm Bagel, and this is Walaroo South from Dayton. sitting here looking in the trash can down in the Oregon district still, and I'm looking for the interview with Oxymorons. Well, just watch the live footage and maybe we'll find it. Well, we're sitting here with the Oxymorons here from the great gem city, Dayton, Ohio, and we're going to go ahead and start off and just ask you to tell us what your names are and what you play.
I'm Fred Gifford.
And what do you play?
I'm a sportscaster. My name is Ben Shelker. I play guitar, and I sing sometimes. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Grog. I play bass, and they don't let me sing.
Patrick Jones, and I play a flying bee. Once again, the Oxymorons trying to outdo each other once again. Just like put us in front of a camera, and we'll just try to outdo each other.
Okay,
ow.
What influences do you guys have musically?
Prince, Bob Mould, and...
Pixies.
Oh, the Pixies, I'm sorry. And yes, I'm serious about Prince. I like Prince.
That's cool.
The Who, Replacements, and, let's see, DOA, and,
The Good for Free Stickers?
What? That was a freak thing, so, and, I don't know, yeah, okay.
Soul Asylum? Grog's telling everybody. I know what all those are. Mine.
I will listen to you, Grog.
Okay, how did you guys meet? I mean, did you guys do like
You tell the story, Ben.
the banner or the flyer thing at the music shop, or did you guys meet?
I didn't meet them until afterwards. I was the last person to join. Okay, way back, like around 3 years ago, Ben and his one friend, Pat, who played drums.
Not me, though.
His only friend, this other Pat, they played drums, they got drunk, and they looked for a bass player for a long time, and then Pat knew Pat.
I knew.
Yeah. Patrick. And Patrick knew me and knew that I played bass, and they wanted a bass player, so both of us went there and kind of like forced ourselves on the band, and of course we thought they sucked, but we decided to stay since we were bored, so. And then Pat quit to get married, and then Nick joined.
Oh. I forced my way into the band because they needed a bass player, and I wanted to play guitar, and I knew Grog. Oh. And Nick yacked on my couch last week. I had to get into somewhere. Thank God I got it out.
Never yak. Seriously.
Next question.
Never puked out of
Okay, how long was it after you guys first formed? Did you play your first gig? Where was that, and how did it go?
A month at Canal Street.
Month at Canal Street.
Did it go well?
Yeah. We spent a month at Canal Street. If you add them all up, I'm sure it's over that.
Is that it?
No, we like put flyers, and we just basically already had some of the songs written, and we just went and did it.
It was mostly our friends and parents.
It was mostly our friends and parents who were there.
Yeah, and that's the first show.
We had fun.
Yeah. What is, like, you guys get some, you know, some 7 inches out and cassettes and whatnot. What do you see the future of the band being? Do you plan on just hanging out in Dayton and playing for a long time, and or you want to, like, move on, or just kind of hang out? Or?
We'd love to move on. We could sell out if someone would buy us. No, we're actually kicking around the idea of moving, so I don't know, we'll see what happens.
We're trying to put out a CD.
About summertime.
Yeah, we were going to put that out earlier, but no money, so we
summer.
Hey. Yeah.
Okay.
You can kind of whip the mic around.
Point the microphone at me. Yeah, well, just make sure you put them down when you're done.
Okay, I see you guys have a plethora of local band T-shirts and stickers on here. What are some of your favorite bands, and have you guys ever played any other local bands?
Oh. Have we ever played with any other local bands?
As in you or other members besides the Oxymorons?
Played in?
Yeah.
Oh, I play in Planet Ed.
Pointing at his teacher like he's going to say something.
Adobe. Hi, I'm Ed. I play in Planet Ed. I've played with the Obvious a couple times on stage, just like a couple songs. I played in Flesh Bats.
And Social Disease.
And my first band was Social Disease when I was in high school.
And Pat, we were in the great band The Innocent.
We were in a Grog and I were in a top 40 band called The Innocent.
Cover top 40 cover.
Which we'll play with videotape with. Oh yeah, later. The videotape is upstairs. It is hilarious.
You watch it when I'm not around, man.
Watching Patrick like cop Eddie Van Halen solos is great. No, it's actually I copped an Andy Taylor solo note for note.
Oh yeah.
Note for bloody note.
Solo, though. It's a good solo.
Yes, my golly. When the Power Station redid Bang a Gong, they covered that cover.
Good T-Rex. Yeah. So what are your other bands besides that you guys like really dig besides Planet Ed and
that we like around here? Pure Plastic Tree. I really Raging Mantras. Tim Taylor's new band, whatever it is. I dug down.
Tim's new band.
Whatever. I think they're the Brainiacs now. I'm not sure.
Can't call them Orange Fraser.
What?
Can't call them Orange
Fraser.
Gregg Spence.
Yeah, I love Gregg Spence.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll leave this band. You didn't show up at our last show. Hey, you didn't show up at his solo performance. Oh, I guess I'm a bastard.
Okay. If people have never heard your music, how would you guys really describe your music to other people who've never heard it?
Loud. Just loud. Just loud rock and roll. I mean, it's like we're not one style or the other. I mean, people like we'll play some like hardcore shows, like set up at halls, and people will be like, "Whoa, punk rock," and it's like, well, I don't know. Then we'll just like throw in like some country song, just like throw people off, just because it's like country-ish, not really country-ish.
We have country.
And
it's just, when did this happen?
Yeah, it's just that pedal steel that Pat's always playing. That wow 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 wow.
That banjo just keeps going.
I don't know, but no, I prefer we don't have like one style, but we aren't loud.
Well, here's the Mick interview. The Mick interview. The Mick interview. Mick interview. Mick. Enter. Why is it that a lot of people say, or the people we've talked to, feel that Canal Street is the main place, or the key point?
Well, of course it's the main place for people that have original bands and really have a handle on the fact that if you're going to get a band together and actually get anywhere beyond being big fish in a small pond, you have to play original music, and this is the place that we obviously are are into motivating that line of reasoning. We are not the place. I mean, for years I played in bars that it didn't matter who was playing. The sign outside said live music tonight, and it could have been anybody, and they didn't care. If you didn't play the top 40 of the week, you wouldn't be playing there. And I got very tired of that whole deal. It's not where it's at musically, as far as I'm concerned. If that's what you're trying to do, there is a time and place for everything. The last few years that I played in a band, it was a weekend band. I was a school teacher and worked a regular job. And it made it real easy for me to do a weekend bar gigs. But even then, I wasn't going playing top 40 stuff. It's not what I was interested in. And that's probably why the people that play top 40 stuff would not ever say Canal Street was the place to play in Dayton. Number one, you don't make as much money when you're not playing that type of music. So on the short outlook, it's I know a lot of people that consider themselves very heavyweight, hardcore, great musicians who live in Dayton, and their idea of making it is that they play every Friday, Saturday night of every month, and actually make a little bit of money and probably pay their rent. My personal opinion is that's as far as that'll ever go. So having that attitude myself, it's kind of the attitude of the club. It's like we do a lot of national acts here. The national acts are national acts because they're original, because they've caught someone's attention. They're out there touring. Obviously, if that's the kind of act that I'm importing into town to play here, it's the kind of acts that I'm going to try to help motivate to stay together and keep their act together and to grow and try to help a local music scene flourish. It's got to be. The Canal Street Tavern has to help foster and nurture a local music scene as much as we ask people to support the national acts we bring in. They go hand in hand.
On that same note, do you think there should be more places like Canal Street in Dayton then, or do you think this is Dayton?
Well, the truth is, the reason there would be more if I was getting rich here. It's not like there's a lot of money. I mean, you can go any night of the week and find singles bars where everybody's got their pose on and they don't give a damn what kind of music's playing. But they're there and they're spending their money. You'll come in here on a lot of nights and it'll be kind of a slim turnout for some of the acts that are absolutely fantastic if you're into music. It is a club aimed at people that's an intelligent consumer of music that wants something for their money more than just a singles bar, so.
The next question, what do you think the best and worst things are about the alternative, quote, music scene, whether it be progressive punk or it's like the acoustical kind of alternative thing here in Dayton?
Well, the reality of that is that there's in general nothing new under the sun. There's always been an underground scene. There always will be, hopefully. All you're talking about there is Thomas Jefferson said you have to have a revolution every 20 years to get the fat cats off your back. And the music industry, the status quo is highly protected by those who are making a lot of money on it. If you're one of the people who are not, and you think you're creative and original and talented, you're struggling to get somewhere, you have to get out from under that. Usually the first option open is the underground music scene. I mean, you aren't going to break out on MTV, There always has to be an underground scene. There's always, right now, the reason why it seems that there's a stronger underground scene than normally is because there's actually places where it's starting to get out in the general public. And it's real obvious that in any kind of underground context, there's always extremes. And frankly, some of the extremes get to the ridiculous and the absurd. I mean, I'm not... I love music, and I love people to be... Actually, I love music for the fact that it helps... it helps motivate people to be individualistic, and it helps nurture creativity. In general, what happens when somebody gets a little bit of success, there's suddenly a bandwagon effect and everybody jumps on that. There will always be, leaders, and there will always be a flock of sheep that will follow. And again, I mean, I don't want to generalize too much, because there's nothing wrong with seeing something that interests you and getting on board and going for it. But in what's happening right now with the underground scene, to some extent, in the last couple of years, the major labels have bought up all the independents. And they're still selling it to the public as heavy underground. In reality, it's just it's just a branch office of the main conglomerate, And on the negative side, I mean, like I said, you do have people that like to carry things to the extreme just for the sake of being to the extreme. Now, if people are sincere and they're doing something because creatively they need to get it out of them, I'm for it all the way. When I see somebody that's playing it because they think it'll get them somewhere, I can't get into that.